The story starts with Heinrich running into a forest and getting trapped. Von, the scarred leader, saves him. Elsa helps Heinrich escape from hanging. Von's soldiers go through a scared city. Elsa takes Heinrich to her home with her brother Paul. Von questions the mayor about the Lowenstein family and their burned house. Sonia, who knows about the gold, asks the mayor about it secretly. Elsa helps Heinrich because she hates Nazis who killed their father. Von takes over the mayor's inn and kicks out the civilians. The sergeant looks for gold with the townspeople, leading to a fight with Von. Heinrich plans to leave, but Elsa convinces him to stay for a meal. She asks for his help to find his surviving daughter. To protect him, she suggests he change clothes to avoid Nazis. Paul interrupts, warning them about a group coming. Heinrich recognizes them as the ones who chased him before. The group takes Elsa's animals without permission. Elsa, bravely, confronts them with a rifle, asking them not to take everything. Inside, she comforts her brother. The soldiers come in and take control. Heinrich silently watches from above. A man gets close to Elsa and asks about her husband. Elsa says he's at war, but the man thinks he's dead. They kick Paul out and start hurting Elsa. Heinrich arrives just in time and fights the men. Elsa helps by throwing hot coffee at the man who tried to harm her. Together, they overcome the attackers and make sure each other is safe. They gather weapons and thank each other before going into the forest. Paul sadly leaves his cow behind, understanding they need to escape. Elsa explains the situation to him. Meanwhile, the sergeant, who targeted Heinrich and hurt Elsa, gets medical attention and plans to kill American soldiers. At night, Heinrich and Elsa share a blanket and talk about their lives. They find a spot to rest, not far from Paul. In the morning, Elsa wakes up to find Heinrich still awake, watching over them. Worried about Paul, she calls out, but he's nowhere to be found. Paul goes back home to milk his cow but is caught by the sergeant. The sergeant tortures Paul to know where Elsa is. Despite the pain, Paul doesn't say anything. In revenge, the sergeant kills Paul's cow and sets the house on fire. Elsa and Heinrich see the destruction and learn Paul is captured. Meanwhile, Von searches for gold, but finds nothing. Angry, he accuses the mayor of hiding the gold and orders everyone to the church for questioning. Paul resists being hanged in the church and fights back, taking down soldiers. Elsa and Heinrich enter, but Von kills Paul with a sniper rifle. Elsa mourns, and they try to escape. Elsa's attempt to confront Von fails, and Heinrich uses a grenade to deal with some pursuers. Heinrich fights the sergeant, throws a grenade, and escapes through a window. He fights soldiers in the house. In the final showdown, both Heinrich and the sergeant fall out of the house. Heinrich is about to kill the sergeant when American gunfire saves him. Heinrich finds refuge with a woman and her partner, the church's father. Heinrich learns the soldiers were after the gold. The mayor gets into a conflict with others hiding the gold. Fearing for his son, the mayor decides to give up the gold, as Von threatened. But before he can say where it is, Sonia kills him to stop him from talking. Meanwhile, Elsa reluctantly joins Von for dinner, where he talks about his past lover. Elsa, uneasy, doesn't eat. Von takes off a ring from his damaged eye, puts it on his finger, and proposes to marry Elsa. The father tells the village's sad past about the Lowenstein family, who were Jewish. The villagers found their gold, burned their house, and hid the gold in a graveyard, which vanished mysteriously. They find a Bible in the grave, condemning theft and killing, a reminder of their deeds. Sonia remembers the father saw the gold. Heinrich, eager to find it, asks the father. The father says it's in the church. Surprisingly, Heinrich wants to return the gold to the Nazis. Lying next to Von, Elsa tries to get his weapon. Von wakes up, but Elsa finds a suicide pill in his ring. She leaves the bed, finds the pill, and slips it into Von's mouth. Tragically, Von dies from the poison. Meanwhile, Sonia captures the father. Heinrich throws a gold brick into the inn to get the sergeant's attention. Heinrich proposes a trade: gold for Elsa's safety. The sergeant finds Von dead, and a decoy is sent to Heinrich. A grenade is thrown. Heinrich fights but loses consciousness. He is captured. Elsa goes back to the preacher's house and reunites with the lady. Armed, they go to the inn and see Heinrich with the sergeant. The sergeant, seemingly giving blood to Heinrich, demands to know where the gold is. In the chaos, Sonia brings the father to the church. Heinrich leads the sergeant to reveal the gold's location. But when Sonia's accomplices touch the gold, a bomb explodes, killing Sonia and the others. The sergeant, enraged, kills the father. Elsa contemplates firing a rocket launcher, but changes her aim when she sees Heinrich inside. The lady kills a soldier and Elsa helps her. The sergeant attacks the lady, who stabs him. Another soldier kills the lady. Despite her wound, Elsa fights. The sergeant corners her and she's overpowered. Heinrich, desperate, crawls to Elsa. Using a gold brick, he strikes the sergeant, saving Elsa. They leave the church, unaware of someone hiding inside. As they exit, a medic soldier sees the gold. Sonia, who survived, shoots the medic soldier. Heinrich meets his daughter outside the church. Emotional, they hug and Heinrich tears up. Shortly after, a Nazi car emerges, and a radio announcement declares the death of Hitler. Without warning, an American tank destroys the car, reducing it to mere debris. One of the American soldiers contemplates whether they should have given a warning and explored the potential for surrender. However, their sergeant disagrees, asserting their mission's importance. Upon examining the wreckage, they uncover the presence of gold bricks. It becomes evident that Sonia had intended to escape with the gold, but met an unfortunate end instead. The soldiers decide to keep the gold for themselves, opting not to disclose the discovery to their superiors. Meanwhile, Sonia endures a painful death. Right outside the church, Heinrich finally meets his daughter. Looking at her after so many years, he gets emotional. They both hug while he tears down on her shoulder.